bearing all sorts of good gifts, a basket of cheer, as in wonderful beer. And we're going to tell you what's in here right now with Kristen Calandra. Tell them what we got in here.
This one is a basket that I made up of winter warmers. So we have the Southern Tier 2 Xmas, Rivertown's Rudolph Red, and Harpoon's Winter Warmer.
I love this stuff, folks. And I noticed this when I first came in. We're going to get to our Steelers news with Rooney's, of course, brewed in the Berg, named after that great family. But I noticed this when I came in and I said, you know what, it's from Belgium, it's golden ale, and she has to talk about it. Tell her.
So this is Duvel. It's a golden ale from Belgium, imported. This is a gift set that they've put together for the Christmas time where it comes with 4 Duvels and a glass to put it in.
I love it. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Kristen Calandra, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to keep it rolling, walk around. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Diolis. We're going to get started, and Bob will join us in just a couple of moments. We just concluded our wonderful edition of the Coos Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Majority of the show, walking the line with Ted Arnaud, talking the NFL and the Steelers. And of course, isn't it time you've had a nice cold Rooney? Wouldn't this be nice to tailgate with the stadium later today as they kick off against the Giants at 4:25? You can pick it up here at Coons Market. Thanks to Frank Fuhr and Wilson McGinley for giving us so many wonderful brews here, like 600 of your favorite micro brews and craft beers. And of course, your Pratte Pack's favorite, Miller Beer, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Steelers. So, going into this game today, Steelers spotting the Giants 6. Giants have been on a roll, had a tougher schedule. Are you surprised they're the underdog?
Not surprised that they're the underdog, but that's a lot of points. I think the number is rather large. I think this is a classic game, Rob. This is, the old-fashioned, old-time Steelers, old-time Giants, the Mara family, the Rooney family, just a classic NFL football matchup on a nice wintry day. It's not freezing cold, but it's nice cold weather game. This is what kind of football is when you think about the old days, and Y.A. Tittle was a New York Giant, if I'm not mistaken. That was the legendary picture that was taken at Pitt Stadium with him on one knee and his forehead bleeding with a hairstyle similar to mine. And, so it's the type of game that brings back those old memories. It's a classic old-fashioned matchup.
When I think of the Giants, and they are next to the Steelers my favorite team, I think of Frank Gifford, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Giant. And here he is, Mr. Post-Gazette himself. I love it. Here he is, Bob Dvorak.
Well, don't forget, this is the 2 old-time families, Rooney's and Maras.
Talk about the history of these wonderful names in each franchise.
Well, Wellington Mara, former owner of the Giants, the name of the football was called the Duke of Wellington. They named the football after Wellington Mara.
That's where that came from.
Yes.
I had a Duke when I was a kid. I never knew that.
Right. Now, there's been a marriage between the Rooneys and the Maras, and you have Rooney Mara.
Who's an actress.
Right. The girl with the dragon tattoo, if you haven't seen it.
It's a great movie, but she's a wonderful young actress. Hey, but let's talk about Frank Gifford for just a moment, and Y.A. Tittle. Yeah, and that era. We all know about the great era of the Steelers, but we're going to indulge the audience a little bit because this is the NFL, and the Mara family and the Rooney family, in my opinion, they're just folks like the rest of us, whether we be from New York or
Except
Pittsburgh.
they have money.
Yeah, but they earned it. They earned it. They worked hard for it, and they earned it. And more power to them. But they haven't really changed, and I think that's why so many people identify with their franchises. But let's talk about the history of the Giants.
Oh, one of the original franchises. And, Chris Berman, the New York Football Giants, because the New York Giants were the baseball franchise. To differentiate them. But the Giants were part of some of the biggest games in NFL history, including the overtime game in the championship with Johnny U. And it was on TV.
Some people credit that to really putting NFL on the map.
Because it was on TV. It really did just boost the sport completely going into the 60s.
And one of the things that I've learned over the years with being in the industry a little bit, somewhat on the fringe, but it's interesting that even though the New York Jets are in New York and they're a New York team, the Giants run that whole machine in New York. That's really the old-fashioned New Yorkers believe the New York Giants are the team. And when you try to get an endorsement for a New York Giant as opposed to a New York Jet, you're doubling your money with the Giants.
And the Jets play at Giant Stadium. And they will always be the little brother to the Giants.
despite what Joe Namath did. I mean, even for a while there, they were that good, but it just never took over.
You know what? They just set it up on the tee, and I just smack it, folks. Here we go. Speaking of Joe Willie, he may have won national championship in college football. He may have won the Super Bowl. He won the WPIL, but he never took Beaver Falls to the state title game. Malik Shepard, Donovan Jeter, no, and Ryan Matsuk. Beaver Falls is going to the state title game this weekend in football, and I know Joe Willie would be happy about that. Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Brown. Brown gets the better of him today, and who is the better wide receiver in the National Football League?
I'm going to tell you, what's the over and under on the excessive celebrations today? This could be one of the great, and they're allowed to wear whatever kind of shoes they want. I mean, this could be a fashion statement for the age. I do think Antonio Brown is going to rise to the occasion. I think he's been challenged. He's been called out. So it's Odell against Antonio. And he had an interesting week.
He did. For some reason, he went to an ultra personality and started calling himself Ronald for an interview or two. Why that happened, God only knows.
Well, I'm actually going to start calling myself Luke Skywalker starting this week, as a matter of fact.
Use the force.
Yeah, may the force be with you. And the force is Jean-Pierre Paul, who is a heck of a defensive end. Ted was talking about him on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show and how Jesse James is going to be called upon to keep him away from Ben Roethlisberger. Does the offensive line have enough strength to stop the Giants' defensive line, which is pretty good with him as the anchor?
Yeah, they do. The Steelers' offensive line is very good. And so, especially on the outside edges, on the left side with Villanueva, he's solid. So I think that's not going to be a major problem. This guy's made a heck of a comeback from nearly blowing his hand off a summer and a half ago to being one of the premier guys in the NFL. But the Steelers will be able to contain him. And Big Ben, he can kind of maneuver around that, so he'll be fine.
Is this a statement game for the Steelers today?
Yes, the statement is December football. It's here. And this is when the big dogs come out. And if you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
Woof, woof. Anything else?
Who let the dogs out?
Woof.
If Penn State gets jobbed out of this playoff picture, Rob, and it looks like they're going to, there has not been any justice served by the way that this thing worked out.
Amen.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And here's the thing. James Franklin, is he long-term for Penn State, or does he use this as a stepping stone to even greater heights? Maybe, are you ready? The National Football League.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'd have fired his butt yesterday afternoon when he on 4th and short twice in the first half. I was really disappointed in those decisions. Thought that he had cost them the game. They came back and won.
Signed a 10-year contract in 14, but as we know, these contracts don't mean anything.
And you're dealing in that kind of money, but one thing's for sure, nobody in this room would have thought they'd have won the Big Ten championship when we were talking about them in August, and then after they lost to Pitt especially, right?
Yeah, and then Michigan just pounded on them, and they have really resurrected.
All right, have yourselves a great rest of the day. Steelers 425, Fox is where you can see it, and you can stop here to get everything to tailgate at Coons Market on McKnight Road. Have a great day, everybody.